Is there a one-to-one to be made between Lincoln Riley choosing to leave Oklahoma for USC and Lane Kiffin choosing to leave Ole Miss for LSU? I don't think it's that cut and dry. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, answer the question in the comments below. Do you think that it's the same between Lane Kiffin choosing to leave Ole Miss for LSU and Lincoln Riley choosing to leave Oklahoma for USC? I understand the feeling. I do, because when Lincoln Riley decided to leave Oklahoma for SC, many Sooner fans were not happy about it, especially given some of the things that he said for his reasons for leaving. Among them, he couldn't get the kind of players that he needed to win a national championship at Oklahoma, and that he thought he could turn USC into the mecca of college football. I don't always enjoy invoking religious institutions and edifices when talking about college football, but I get the point, right? The point is he thinks he could make it the center of the college football universe. It's really difficult to do when USC has not played for a national championship in over a decade, and USC has not made the college football playoff before him or since he's arrived. Now, this is 2021, and since then it's 2025, which soon be 2026. And we're also talking about two different kinds of people here. I think it's unfair to Lincoln Riley in a couple of respects. One is Riley had exactly one head coaching job before he took the job at SC. It was Oklahoma, and it was a job that he was asked to take when Bob Stoops said, look, rather than take a job at like Houston or somewhere else, I'm going to step down. I would like you to be the guy to succeed me here. So it was a seamless transfer of power, and Oklahoma continued to be very, very good. 2017, 2018, 2019, all years in which Oklahoma made the college football playoff and was running through what was the Big 12, right? You're also looking at a program that it produced Heisman winners in Kyler Murray, in Baker Mayfield, and a runner-up in Jalen Hurts. D.D. Westbrook was a Biletnikoff Award finalist. He's coached players at Oklahoma alone that we thought were capable of, winning the national championship. What really came to the front of this was Riley's offense, which is prolific, explosive, can create a lot of points and a lot of chunk plays, was not conducive to playing complementary football for the defense. The defense was always up against it. They played a lot of snaps. They were asked to take away the ball rather than just stop teams and get them to punt. Reason they asked to take away the ball, give back the offense, and the offense goes down the field and scores. Problem with that is the defense stays on the field a lot longer, especially if they get a takeaway, rather than forcing the punt. These are all things that come to the front when you're playing really, really good football teams. When you're playing at the top end of college football, you have to be able to sustain drives and efficiently score, because the more opportunities you give to the offense, the opposing offense, to score, the more likely they are able to come back. And there's always the, part of that offensive scheme for Riley where you don't score. What if you have a Georgia team that's very good at running the football and efficiently scoring? They don't need to outscore you because they've slowed the game all the way down by controlling the clock the way that they have with their run game. This is something that Riley would like to do more in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, but in doing so, and the way he takes the foot off the gas, the defense is still playing the same sort of defense that it's been playing, and it never seemed to fall his way, from the squib kick against Georgia to basically getting outplayed against Bama and then getting embarrassed by LSU, which played Lincoln Riley football and played it better, right? That's the infamous Justin Jefferson game where he had his coming out party. And we're talking about a defense that wasn't great, but was good enough to stop Oklahoma doing what it wanted to do, mostly because they just decided to play an odd front, which gave the quarterback problems trying to read what was going on in the second and third levels because those simulated pressures Dave Aranda was running were so good. All that aside, Lane Kiffin has been head coach at Oakland Raiders, the Tennessee Volunteers, the USC Trojans, the Florida Atlantic Owls, the Ole Miss Rebels, and now the LSU Tigers, which gives him the honor of having coached 3 SEC teams. I think under different circumstances, that would be very cool. But the SEC, like many tried and proud programs, doesn't really like it when you change teams like this. Each one of these jobs, especially at the level of what Ole Miss has become, is a Yankees job. It's the one that you're supposed to keep until they fire you. This being what it is, business being business, and America being America, you do what you want, right? But what I love to say about that is often what gets overlooked. It's when people invoke the First Amendment, right? Like that you got the right to say whatever you want. Yes, but that also means people have the right to say it back. And if they don't like what you're saying, they have the right to say that they don't like what you're saying. And when there are more people saying they don't like what you're saying than are agreeing with you, that's a really awful spot to be in. It also, doesn't really say the quiet part out loud. If you say something to someone that is offensive, the First Amendment protects you from the government, not from them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not but air and opportunity in this game that we play. And our feelings are all wrapped up in this. Like, for those of us that are fans of a football team, we only got one team. That's family. And seeing someone leave for what seems like, to use this analogy of marriage, a younger, hotter wife or a younger, hotter husband ain't always a good feeling and ain't always a good look, because you're messing with Happy. And that's what it feels like both Lincoln Riley and Lane Kiffin were doing. They're messing with Happy. In the case of Riley, he left after losing to Oklahoma State and OU not getting to play in the college football playoff later that year. And season was over. They're going to play in the Alamo Bowl. Okay. In the case of Lane Kiffin, he left a team that is 11-1 and has a chance to win the national championship if they win the next 4 games in front of them. That in and of itself separates Riley from Kiffin. A lot of things that people will say about Riley, some of them are true, most of them are not. The things that are being said about Lane Kiffin are track record. They're simply facts, right? The fact is he was run out of Tennessee. The fact is he was run out of SC. The fact is he was run out of Bama because he's fired for the national championship game because he's calling plays against Washington that they hadn't run in the semifinal. Like, this behavior is not, it's not anybody making an opinion here. These are things that happened. And because there are things that happen, you have to believe he is the guy that his actions show him to be. I'm an actions person. I've always been an actions person. What's always been frustrating, I think, to friends, family, and even past girlfriends, and even my ex-wife, I'm not always great at saying the right thing in the moment. But the reason that I'm a writer is because I get to revise. And I've always said what makes me good at doing something like this is that I get to write down what I think. And when I write down what I think, I uncover some pretty good analysis. I uncover some pretty good anecdotes. I'm able to give my brain to it in a way that saying the right thing at the right time doesn't always pop up. I don't even think that's a talent. Honestly, I think that's from lived experience. You know what to say because you lived through it, and either you screwed it up or you watch somebody else screw it up so you don't have to screw it up again. I don't think that Lane Kiffin is showing us anything in his lived experience that didn't see this sort of outcome coming, especially knowing that it ain't about winning championships, right? Like that's what hurt here. It's not about winning championships. It's about money and a new opportunity. New opportunity to do what? Like I myself, I want to win a championship. I want to win a national championship. Oklahoma's not won a national championship since I was 13 years old. In that span, I've watched Ohio State do it 3 times, LSU do it 3 times, Bama do it 6 times, Florida do it twice, Georgia do it twice. My God, Georgia, who hadn't won a national championship since 1980 before they got one in 2021. I mean, they were due, but you get my point. Clemson do it twice. Like, you keep stacking these. If Oklahoma is 11-1 and Brent Venables decided he wanted to get up and leave for, let's call it Clemson, I think he would be treated the same way. But that ain't how Brent Venables is built. And that's not how many college football fans are built. You are where you are. Be happy where your feet are. There's a level of humility that needs to factor into this. And I think in the case of Kiffin, it hasn't. In the case of Riley, he's wearing it. Like he said, I'm not going anywhere. In his mind, he's saying, I sacrificed a lot to be at USC. I'm going to be at USC. That means he ain't got up and left to go somewhere else. And there have been openings. There have been jobs. He's not a guy that was looking to go to Auburn or Florida or, for that matter, LSU.